Good morning. Welcome to Japan. I made it here to Osaka and I have a ton of different true crime cases in and around the city here. So make sure, if you're new around here, make sure you subscribe and stay tuned as I have a lot of very interesting and bizarre cases coming up. Today's video though is again a very sad one, but one that I was wanting to cover, one that has been on my list for a long time. This is all about the 2008 Osaka video arcade fire that ended up killing 16 people. So we're gonna walk down the block and I'm gonna show you guys where this happened, and along the way I'm gonna tell you guys about this pretty sad, interesting story. Now, a little note here about Japan in August is the rainy season. When I planned this trip months and months ago, I didn't really think about that it was going to be the rainy season here, especially around Osaka area. And when I woke up this morning, I looked at my phone for the weather and it said it wouldn't start raining until about noon. And I got out the door around 7:30 in the morning and it started raining already. So bear with me, we're gonna get through this. But anyway, let's get on to the case. The date of this terrible event happened on October 1st, 2008, again here in Osaka, Japan. A fire broke out at a adult video arcade, a business called Cats, which essentially they rented out 32 small rooms for $15 a night, where people could come in and essentially have a room where they could watch adult entertainment videos, do karaoke, or just simply have a small room for the night if they were homeless. So it's kind of like an all-encompassing place. There were 26 customers and 3 employees in the store at the time that the fire broke out. And after emergency services was called, 120 firefighters attempted to fight the fire and finally put it out after 90 minutes. Now, again, as I mentioned, these small rooms were each equipped with a small cot or bed, as again some of the customers used it as like a hotel room. The rooms in the video store were located in a very narrow hallway with only one single exit, which was only through the main reception area. So in other words, the only real exit in and out of this small building was through the main entrance, which made this entire event a lot worse, unfortunately. And to top it off, there was no sprinklers or smoke ventilation, as well as there was no fire alarm because the video manager turned the alarm off. So in other words, when the fire broke out, people just thought it was a false alarm. They didn't know that it was actually something dangerous, that they could die. When all was said and done, the fire ended up killing 15 people in the store due to carbon monoxide poisoning, as well as one victim ended up dying on October 14th, for a total of 16 people dead. Now you might be wondering what happened, like how did this small fire break out? And it was arson. It was intentional. So let's get into the actual events. So the perpetrator's name was Kazuhiro Ogawa. He was a 46-year-old Osaka man who told police that he started the fire after he wanted to take his own life. So he told police that he essentially set the fire as he wanted to take his own life. However, he got scared and he ran away as soon as the smoke filled his room. So he was one of the patrons there in the building. He said that he was depressed because he was living on welfare, and he says, in quotes, my life would be meaningless. Now, despite admitting to setting the fires that ended up taking 16 people's lives, he ended up pleading not guilty and saying in court, I did not commit arson. However, the judge and jury did not buy his argument, and he was found guilty on November 21st, 2009. And a month later, December of 2009, he was sentenced to death. Now, as of 2025, as of the recording of this video, it appears that Kazuhiro is still on death row in Osaka Detention Center. I have not seen any information regarding that he was executed yet or not. Anyway, this event really showcased why businesses need to have more proper equipment and better safety checks for their businesses. As I mentioned, that business only had one exit and one entrance near the front of the building. So that was one huge mistake. Second mistake was they did not have proper smoke alarms, smoke detectors, or even sprinklers to even help put out the fire. And then third mistake was the manager turning off the alarm to begin with, which essentially made it so people did not know that a true emergency was happening. And then, of course, I am not blaming anyone except the perpetrator, Kazuhiro, for going in there to take his own life, but he ended up killing 16 other innocent people for no reason. Rest in peace to all 16 of the victims. And again, regardless of why they were in there, if they were just there to just get a hotel room, a bed to sleep in for the night, or if they were there to, watch an adult video, regardless, they did not deserve to die, especially in that kind of fashion. So, all right, guys. So after walking around endlessly, getting lost many times, I kept looking. I was like, this is where the building on Google Maps, this is where it says it's supposed to be. And I was like, well, it doesn't match. I'll show you, I'll insert a picture of the building. There's like police tape and like a big blue tarp, and it's like brick from like second floor up. And I was like, well, this building right here doesn't match. It's not even close. And then I saw a different article that stated that the building was demolished after the arson, of course, happened. I don't know how long after, but either way, the building was demolished. And so the building's not even here anymore. It's actually right where this now parking area is. The building would have been right here. And the way I know that is I was able to match up a picture of that sign, that black and white sign in this building, and it was right next to where the building was. But again, what's crazy is you would never know, because again, now it's just a parking lot and there's no signs, no memorial, nothing to indicate that an arson broke out, but let alone 16 people died here. Just an empty parking lot now. So a little underwhelming, kind of, because I was expecting to see a building and show you guys, a building, of course. But sometimes things happen like that where you don't expect. So anyway, I'll try to kind of match up the angle of the picture I found, but it's kind of like this. And you can see the big blue tarp on this part of the building. And you can see the black and white sign. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head out of here. I have a lot of other cases to film. But if you're new around here, just make sure you subscribe and stay tuned, because I have a lot more interesting and bizarre true crime around Japan that I'm gonna film. So I'll see you guys soon, and stay safe.